Good morning, cultists. Welcome back to another Unbalanced Breakfast with Cthulhu's. We're actually going to start this episode out with a conversation. It seems like Verse has something to say. How did you do that? Verse looks at you with a quizzical expression. Do what? Back in the Archon's war tent, you cast an edict casually as casually as reading a supply shipment. How did you do that? Well, I've done it before. Don't I look stupid? You were the one who cast the Edict of Storms on Stalwart, didn't you? The one who tore the battlefield apart with a cyclone of Kyros' anger. That was me, alright. Well, call me impressed. Considering that you've read the words of Kyros more than once, I'm surprised that you're even alive to tell of it. Your vocal cord should have turned to ash by now. I'm not trying to make you feel uncomfortable. It's just worth recognizing what you've done. Not only are you Tunon's Fatebinder, you're the mouthpiece of the Overlord. Gives me plenty of reasons to stick around. You're going places, and I want to see where they lead. If you say so, I have some questions about you.
What do you need?
Want to ask about our travels?
What did you have in mind?
What do you think of our present circumstances, which isn't anything, really? Well, there's an edict hanging over our heads. As far as I'm concerned, the incompetence of the Disfavored got us into this mess, and it'll take the fury of the Scarlet Chorus to get us out. In other words, nothing ever changes. Back to my previous questions, and goodbye. Bye-bye. Let's talk to you. You seem like you have a side quest. Fatebinder Charnel, am I right? I'm Sevius, commander in 3rd generation Disfavored. Specifically, I'm Sevius the Younger. Some folks can't keep track. The rank says commander, but lately I'm just organizing patrols and trying to stay out of the way. You should talk to Iron Marshal if you got something official that needs discussing. What is it you need? I overheard you asking that Earthshaker where their reinforcements have gone. Is there a problem? I'm afraid so. Radix, the head of the Earthshakers, was supposed to arrive with a group of his most competent spellslingers to help break the stalemate. I don't know what's holding up their arrival, and that worries me. If you were at all inclined to lend a hand, we could use some arcane support on our side. I'm not really arcane, but okay. Where's your dignity, Northman? The Iron Legion doesn't need spellcasters. He snaps a salute. You do me proud, and would that I could agree with you with a full heart, but I can't ignore the mages are a critical asset of war. Grit and determination can shatter the most stubborn fortification, but mages can get the job done in half the time. Well, I could lend a hand. Could you? I knew that Tunon's agent wouldn't fail us in the time of need, and I'm assuming that his voicel is really cheerful. Could you? I knew that Tunon's agent wouldn't fail us in a time of need. I'll mark the last known site of our Earthshaker reinforcements on your map. Good hunting, Fatebinder! Okay, that was annoying. That hurt my vocal cords. Why do you think the siege is delayed for so long? Favored one? Okay. It should have been over real quick and simple. The first cohort has arrived in the valley. The first cohort arrived in the valley and went right for the kill. But that was before we knew the Venderian guard had sages and that water witch on their side. Water witch? A bigger problem is the Scarlet Chorus. They eagerly conscript the Venderian guard, but I have no proof of this. But it seems to do very little to keep a watchful eye on these drafted tiersmen. They're often sent out on patrol, and we suspect that they use this opportunity to escape back to the Venderian guard. Every Chorus conscript has a choice. Life under Kyros or death under the army's boots. By all means, feel free to cut down those who choose the latter. We won't be offended. Just so we don't mistake each other. I know what I'm saying carries an implication of treachery. I'm not making a formal accusation before Tunon's agent. I'm just voicing my gut opinion on the matter. The two armies haven't worked well together in years. Why do you think that is? Come on, Binder. It seems like asking why beasts stink. The Disfavored are only too eager to deliver Kyros' peace to the tiers, while the Scarlet Chorus brings only mayhem in their wake. You can tell me the Voices of Narat has a plan, and I'll take your word for it. But the Chorus sure seems to blunder around, never moving with purpose as we do. I wonder if we've been fighting the same war, soldier. I've seen Ash yank his precious soldier away from the moment for more battles than he's won. If you want to call that progress, be my guest. Unless we find a way to work as one, I fear that the Scarlet Chorus will step in front of Graven Ash's strategies at every turn. As far as I'm concerned, it seems like the voice of Terratus is here to amuse himself, while the rest of us are here to do our job. Tell me about yourself. Not much to tell. My father was Sevius the Elder. His father was Sevius the First of his name, lead drill master of Ash's first Iron Guard, back when they were the Bronze Guard. I was born into the Legion, and with any hope, I'll die in the Legion. The rest you will hopefully hear about when the storytellers immortalize me. Bronze Guard? Well, his day and age was a century ago, and they didn't have Kyros' modern luxuries like iron. So back then, the great general's inner council was known as the Bronze Guard. You should be proud of your pedigree. Thanks, but I try not to think about it too fondly. If anything, every time I screw up, I wish I wasn't dragging the family name through the mud along with me. Other questions, and farewell. Okay, so let's talk to Barik. Whoa, you look like General Grievous. I want your armor. You can't make the ironclad soldier's expression under his twisted helmet. He merely stares at you. Oh, I thought he was saying that to me. I was like, it's a weird thing to say. And fantastic, we just opened something up and just stole that thing right from under his nose. Can you wear this? It seems so. Great. Anything that we can take and use in the meantime? No, maybe? Maybe. Maybe no? Okay. Cool. Anyone else to talk to around here? Because I want to talk to not Graven Ash, but of the voices of Nerat. Don't just coddle the impact. Push back with your shield. Take the momentum. Iron Marshal Erenios, field commander of the Disfavored, pounds her fist in the air as she calls out the warriors on the training field. I set eyes on your opponent's waistline. If you spend more than a glance checking his footwork, you've lost. Stormcaller, welcome to our camp. The Disfavored officer snaps to salute. I'm sorry your arrival wasn't for better reasons, but it's a pleasure to see you again all the same. We've met? This is the Iron Marshal, leader of the Iron Guard, chief of Graven Ash's inner circle of trusted advisors. You met the Iron Marshal in Stalwart, where you ruled in favor of her plan to use a captured regent of Stalwart as a grim war standard to terrify the enemy. This plan was used to great effect, and the few remaining regents eventually gave up this will to fight all together. It's reassuring to see that Tunon sends a Fatebinder with a proper moral compass. It was mentioned that you're short on warriors and need help. What's the situation? I have brigades amassing along Placid, Echo Call, and Littletooth crossings. The Venderian Guard may be able to hold one bridge, but they cannot hold against a concentrated three-prong attack. I have no right to give you orders, but her words falter, a short cough breaking her flow. But we all died to Kyros' edict should we fail, so I'm not about to let my pride blind me to the value of good help. I will assist. Then our plan might work. The Iron Marshal lifts her gauntlet close to her face, shifting her eyes from you to the metal articulations. We are loath to work with those who do not share our training and our values, but we know that Tunon the Educator selects only the most capable minds for his court, and I trust you will honor us all on the field. Antio will be leading the charge at Echo Call Crossing. Assisting you will be Barik of the Stone Shield. She points to a heavily armed soldier standing sentry at the edge of the training field. Before you ask, no, the Forge-bound weren't sloshed on Dappleseed when they fitted his armor. He survived the full force of the Edict of Storms, and this armor doesn't exactly come off. Tactically, it's quite brilliant, but otherwise, it's something of a curse. Forge-bound? Oh, right, Mage Smiths. Oh, he's saying that it's not like he was greased up and then put into this armor. Okay, I see. Tapping her helmet twice, Erenios signals to the hulking presence. Barik, come meet the Fatebinder. The soldier that steps up to you better resembles an amalgamation of rusted blades and mismatched pieces of armor fused into a vaguely human shape. He reeks of sweat, feces and whatever oil treatments keeps him flexible. He smells of shit.
Fatebinder, the Iron Marshal has tasked me with keeping you alive, and I have no intention of disappointing her. That should be enough assurance for anyone.
Staying out of trouble? An honor.
Likewise, good Binder.
The soldier heaves a heavy iron arm into a salute, his body clanging as he wraps his gauntlet against the twisted sheets of metal that form his breastplate.
Barik, is that you under there? I had no idea you were in Venderian's well. Fatebinder, do you know this walking anchor?
I encountered Barik in the Stalwart campaign, though he appears much changed. He's an excellent soldier.
You're generous to say so. I'm afraid I left the better part of myself on the killing fields of Stalwart, but it's still in my pride and honor to serve the Legion.
His voice falters. You can't tell if it's hesitation or regret that stalls him. If you're kind of wondering why I'm leaning towards gaining loyalty with my AM companions, in every RPG I play, I tend to play an evil character, but I like to garner the support of my comrades. Like, I'm very supportive of my team, but I'm just kind of evil to everyone else. The Fatebinder will be joining us for the push across the river. I figured an extra hand might help. And more importantly, if my worries come true and the chorus tries to impede the mission, we'll have an observer from the court on our side.
I look forward to working with you again, especially after our time in Stalwart. You defended our honor to the Scarlet Chorus, and a friend of the Legion never goes unthanked.
Cool.
Better to work with the Honorable Binder than some chorus children.
He nods to you, his armor creaking as he bends his neck. I ask that Barik accompany you to there to arbitrate the cooperation between his company and the Scarlet Chorus. Barik, you've been without a cohort since the last Battle of Stalwart. It's time we gave you a task more worthy than hauling wagons and leading training drills. She plants her hands on her hips and speaks in chipped, official terms. Ash has assigned you to the Fatebinder service. You're to assume this task is ongoing until we have a more permanent spot for you, which could very well mean the swiftly approaching end of this war. Or when the Fatebinder dismisses you. Is that understood? Barik regards the Iron Marshal in oppressive silence. That's an order, Barik. She shakes her head and sighs, returning her focus to you. He can be as stubborn as pulling a spire out of the earth, but he's a good soldier. I hope you don't mind the company. Let's gain his favor. I'm honored to have a member of the Iron Legion on my side. Excellent. I look forward to your success in the field. Alright, well, the edict draws near. Preparations are almost complete, but we aren't moving fast enough. I could talk to her a whole bunch? Sure, whatever. What is your role in the Disfavored? I'm commander of the Iron Guard, swordmaster of the Disfavored, and captain of the 3rd Boreal Company. Her voice booms loudly as her titles roll off her tongue. Commander of the Iron Guard? Doesn't that make you second in command next to Ash? That I am, she folds her arms. But I view it a very, very distant second, and I have no plans to outlive the immortal Graven. So while by tradition I am executor, or I suppose executrix of this Legion, I hope never to act on that sacred duty. Make no mistake, Graven Ash is the mind of the Disfavored, but I am his right hand, a student to his military genius. Where have you seen battle? Let's see. Gates of Judgment, Bastard City, quick jaunt through the parts of Haven, then on to Stalwart. She looks up at you with a shrug. She's taller than me. And finally here, Venderian's Will. Quite a tour it's been. Back to my previous questions. What can you tell me about Ascension Hall? Kyros' edict is directing us to take Ascension Hall. That's what the locals call the inner sanctum of the citadel built at the base of the mountain spire. She points east, towards the narrow vertical line of stone that rises above all other points in the horizon. It's also the base camp for the Venderian Guard, so taking Ascension Hall has always been one of our objectives in putting down this insurrection. But now, we have a life or death reason to make that citadel our own, our one and only focus. Who's the strongest warrior in our cohort? Modesty demands I omit myself. But if I had to form the Legion into one giant phalanx, I'd have Servius the Younger and Barik take the corners. Sevius has been at this since before I was born, and Barik, well, she hesitates. Well, what? I'm neither death nor fragile. Say what you were going to say. I was going to say that you're perhaps one of the best warriors in the outfit, but good luck getting you to wear your regulation uniform. You're a good soldier, Barik, but you know you're a pain in the ass. You know you're a pain in my ass. Let's do some more sucking up. I'm honored to be assigned one of your finest. The honor is mine. When this campaign is over, I hope you'll accompany me in hanging more Venderian savages along the road. Think of the stories we'll have to trade. Alright, well, let's do it. We got a new character, or a new dude following us, which is cool. Where is... not Graven Ash. The Voices of Narat. Anything to, I guess, trade over here? Why are you selling Venderian stuff? Or is that mine? I think that's mine. Yeah, I think that's my stuff. Is it? Wait. No, it can't be. No, it can't be, right? I don't know, whatever, it's fine. Let's get out of here. Let's skedaddle. Ah, look at that. I've got something to steal.
Good thing I keep a torsion wrench handy.
I don't know what that is. Are you still here, man? Thank you for talking down the Disfavored from doing worse. Sad times we live in when making a humble living is branded a crime. You're lucky I ran across you. I'm not gonna extort him. Well, I'm in your debt. Swing by soon. I just need to get my wares in order and be ready. And I'll be ready for business. Alright, well, let's, I guess, go this way. And then we can go to the Scarlet Chorus camp. Or we can go to the Northern Clearing. 10 hours, oof. No, let's go to the Scarlet Chorus camp. Or should we? Oh, wow, I can... Really? Damn. But let's save. And then... I should have just done a quick save, honestly. Go to the Scarlet Chorus camp? Ambush! Your path is blocked by a small group of Venderian guard. You can go no further until you deal with them. Why couldn't you have just said you have been ambushed by the Venderian guard? And you must protect yourself.
That's far enough, Fatebinder.
Ebb? Is that really your name? Ebb? Okay. A woman's voice booms from atop a nearby outcropping. Flashes of aquamarine body paint peek out from under her loose-fitting traveler's garb. And her outfit... Oh my god. Outfit... Jeez. Outfit is festooned in braids and knots of a sailor's line. Aquamarine body paint? What about it? Flanked on either side by warriors dressed in Venderian guard regalia, the woman leans on an elaborate bladed staff pulsing with arcane energy. A swath of blue fabric rests draped over her arm. Loyalty and fear. Is that another companion?
I owe you an apology, Peacebinder, for we have dishonored the surrender that you offered us in our year of defeat. I cannot excuse or defend our action. I leave that to history. But all the same, I am deeply indebted to you for treating my tearsmen with charity and humanity, even in this time of madness.
I never did that.
In accordance with ancient customs north and south, I offer and request a delay of blade. There are matters we must discuss without fear of reprisal.
Okay, I'll say you have me at a... well, whatever. Let's just go with... In accordance with ancient and customs and north and south, I abide by this truce.
As is our custom, we are ready to kill to defend our lands, but we kill only in fair battle. We don't slay our prisoners. We know this isn't Kyros' way, but we must have hope. A few of my kin have gone missing, and though they may have perished, I have to inquire on the off chance they still live. If Captain Tarkus Deimos still lives, we would negotiate for his release.
Tarkus Deimos is dead.
I see. That is as I feared, but thank you for telling me all the same. I prefer closure to wishful thinking. If I may make one more inquiry, What of Palox Tyrell? Did he survive?
Who is Palox Tyrell? That I would gain major wrath with Tunon for attacking her. Okay. I don't know who Palox Tyrell is, but he's dead. She nods slowly, saying nothing for a long moment.
My apologies, Fatebinder. I had a terrible feeling this errand was in vain from the start. I had no expectations that our friends could be saved, as I'm sure the time for swapping prisoners is long gone. But at least I know of what became of them. That'll have to be enough.
I guess I'll just be lawful, I don't know. I did promise I wouldn't attack her right away, so sorry you did not find what you were seeking.
Then all that remains is for me to thank you for hearing me out. In accordance with our ancient customs north and south, let us part with peaceful accord.
No, I was expecting a fight. Come on. You promised. You said I could bash my face against their fists. What the hell, game? What the hell? Now I'm just looting random crevices and shit. Damn it. Guys, I really needed to punch, like, people's
Can't do that.
fists with my face. But no, I've been denied that. A shame. Well, we're picking up flowers now, apparently. That's a thing that people do in, you know, in an ambush. And wow, I didn't realize there was a time limit to everything. But it makes sense. It makes sense. I just don't really know how it actually works. Quiet Shiv. Shivershank. What names? Let's get a bent bronze dagger. Do you need leveling? Is that what this is? What exactly are you skilled with, buddy? Are you a tank? Why do you smell like poop? Buddy, why do you smell like poop? Do you really need to smell like poop? Let's just... Oh, I guess he's a tank. Oh man, really? I don't want another tank. Fine, whatever. Damn it, I'm supposed to be the tank. Barik, you jerk. Can level up again? Oh, right. Punisher or Sentinel? I guess... I don't know. Can't I be the tank here, people? Okay, good. So I can. So let's instead actually have you be a DPS guy, I think? Which means I probably made a stupid mistake of putting the ability point into vitality instead of might.
I got it.
Hey, Shivershank. Or that's quite Shiv. It proves everything. The warrior slams her fists together in a resounding clap. Like, for instance, whether you're fit to lead that flock of children. Behind her, the members of the guard of her gang posture with weapons held at the ready. Did you not hear the news of the edict? This is a foolish distraction. We ought to be saving our fight for the enemy. Chorus warrior looks to his gang, giving them a quick nod. What's the problem here? No problem here, Lord Binder. She tosses her blade in the air, catching it with a smile on the way down. Captain Fuckwit here seems he's about to balk from this challenge. Thinks just because he used to run a ship, he's qualified to run a gang. She spits on the ground, looking up with a scowl. So I'm calling him out. Because the way I see it, his warriors ought to follow me, not this new blood. Captain Fuckwit was my father. Fuckwit will do just fine. The warrior points at the opposing gang. If we have to prove our strength, we'll do so happily. But I'll have your head, your hands and feet removed, and the rest of you kept for my own use. I'll let you fight this out. The soldier offers a quick, solemn nod. Come. Who of you will be the first to meet my blade? The gang leader tosses her knife from one hand to the next. Knife fight! Okay, I guess they died. Well, that's unfortunate for them. What am I looking at? Come on, man. I just sided with you or something. The guard places her hands by her belt as you approach, gripping the hilt of the blade. Past this point is Chorus territory, and you don't look like someone's conscript. You sure you're in the right place? I'm always in the right place. The guard tenses up, locking eyes with you. That walking hunk of rust. What's she, maybe it doing here? I will step in closer and push her down? And I can gain favor with the Scarlet Chorus? Yes, let's do it. Before she can draw her blade, you advance, placing your foot behind hers, and give her a stiff shove on the shoulder. Caught off balance, she tumbles backwards, triggering an outburst of laughter in the other guard. I can't believe you sassed the Fatebinder. You're such a stupid ponce. Didn't I tell you we had a special guest coming? The guard waves you in with a smile. Come on in, and don't let ninny shitters in camp give you any guff. I'm gonna have a hard time reading through their dialogue. What the shit is this? Oh, we need more lore. I'm too stupid. I don't get things. Let's loot. That's what we're here for. We're here for loot. Take some of their fruit and veggies and mushrooms and shit. Oh, interesting.
It's all in the reflexes.
Fantastic. We are taking some of their, I don't know, their black powder and shit. Death Knell, what are you about? You got an interesting name. You. As much an accusation as a question, the broad-shouldered woman shakes her head with a scowl. So you're Tunon's Fatebinder. I was expecting something more impressive? She bows in spite of her misgivings. Death Knell, Scarlet Fury. My time is yours for as long as it amuses me. The fighter effortlessly spins a bronze sword about it. Let's get one thing clear. Stick to your words and law. Leave the fighting to the grown adults. Your corpse would be just a tripping hazard to those of us having a proper bit of carnage sport. You've got enough useless twats dying for our name as it is. All our horde recruits seem good for, of late, is piling in a shit-reeking mound on the battlefield. She hums low to herself and flips her sword side to side with several deft flicks of her wrist. Keeps up, and we'll have to toughen our recruitment standards again. Now, what do you need? Oh my god, more dialogue. Let's just, I don't know. I'm wondering now if this might not be a, I don't know, doable playthrough, considering just how much dialogue there's going to be involved in all of this. Okay, let's I'll talk to Fifth Eye. I know he's at least gonna give me some quests and shit. The Binder of Tunon arrives, squealing with teenagers timber. The Fifth Eye's voice makes your gums itch and your fingernails feel in need of a trim. And we just finished having a bit of sport with some captives, but worry not, we'll have more fun with another batch momentarily. Dressed in the bronze red regalia of the Crimson Spears, the Fifth Eye beckons you to stand close, wagging a blood-spattered glove. Now that you have issued this edict and doomed us all to die, have you come to help us climb out of this hole? Chirps of laughter emanate from under his mask. I trust you are getting your warriors ready for battle. We know the Oathbreakers are focused in the citadel beneath the mountain spire, but we have learned this is not their only nest. The Fifth Eye wags a hand in the air with a high-pitched squeal of displeasure. Given the pattern of attacks, they must have a second group maintaining camp here in the Outer Valley, and unless we deal with the second group, they'll attack from behind the moment we cross the river. This The Disfavored think you can't control your horde and that many are defecting back to the Venderian Guard. Wrong, and perhaps... He gestures with a spear in an arc towards a sprawling camp. It is no mean feat to herd this many desperate lives. For every 2 hands of humanity, there at least 1 finger that snaps from the stress of our ways. A few have been lost on the margins, I won't deny that. But if you store grain, expect some rat feces. If you lead killers, expect some desertion. So you need help taking out these Oathbreakers. And while a good old-fashioned slaughter would be an efficient solution, the smarter answer is not to kill them, but to add their strength to ours. My last group of scouts returned with a new batch of prisoners, and one of these prisoners claims she can lead us to the Venderian Guard's secondary camp, though there are shreds of deception in her voice. I could use your help questioning this Varia Kell. Perhaps you will get less screams and tears and more useful information out of her. If we knew where to ambush the Oathbreakers, we could try and take their captain, and I'll show him the wisdom of joining the chorus. I don't belong to Archon Nerat. What's my help worth? You wound me, Fatebinder. The 5th eye places his hand over his chest, feigning the start of a swoon. And I thought the joy of working for the illustrious Archon of Secrets would be reward enough. But you need to be missing half your head to think an expert works for free. Tell me, what will make this worth your time? Okay, faithful services were reward enough as long as my efforts are recognized. The opinions of others matter that much to you? Then far be it from me to argue. It would be my pleasure to speak of your charitable deeds at great length. I'll even be sure to tell Tunon what a noble ally you've been. Alright, well, I will speak to the prisoner. I will meet you there. She's waiting by the other prisoners. Alright, well, we're gonna have to end this episode here. Another one of long talking, but hopefully we'll see some battle soon. Because, I wanna fight. I wanna have some battles. So, we'll leave it off here and come back again in the next episode. So, thank you very much for watching, and have a good breakfast.